We're going to welcome the great chair of this event, Ms. Opeyemi Oduwole, who's going to give us our opening remarks.
I said morning. Can you imagine? Good afternoon, everyone. I don't see smiles. Encourage me. Could we just turn to the person beside you and give them a wonderful smile? A smile is so powerful. I remember somebody sharing a story, or let me share mine. I was rushing to church one day and an Okada hit my car and pulled down the whole front, like the front bumper, and then pretended like he was, what's the word? He was, like the way they lie on the floor. And I remember screaming, "There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you." But the police were there. And after running up and down and getting into church, you can imagine how I felt. I had to tie my bumper. I had called my brother and started crying like a typical woman. And he had tried to calm down, And then I walked into church and I was walking. And somebody stopped me and said, just smiled and said, "Are you okay?" And it was absolutely amazing. I will never forget that in the middle of all that craziness that was going on, just that simple smile and that question, "Are you okay?" shifted my mood. And that was the day that I made up my mind that every time you intentionally walk into a room, what do? You give somebody a smile. So once again, can we just turn and give somebody a lovely smile? All the beautiful smiles. I love it. So welcome to this amazing event. And as I was thinking about this, as I was thinking about the theme, Inspire Inclusion, I remembered when I was younger, how toddlers play, like 5, 3. I used to play with another family, and one of the children had Downs. Do you know that I had no clue? We all had no clue that she had Downs. In fact, we treated her exactly the same way we treated every other child. We knew she was a bit slower, right? We knew her speech was a bit impaired. But in our eyes, that was just her. The beauty of children. And as I sat and I thought about the theme, Inspire Inclusion, what was amazing to me was when her family finally relocated and the doctors were analyzing her. She had hit more milestones than a lot of people that were at her level. She had achieved more goals. And until today, we're very proud of how far she has come. And she lives fairly independently. And the core of it is that in the early years of her life, she was included. Nobody thought she was different. Nobody spoke to her differently. And nobody treated her differently. So, I say to myself, the key word for me in Inspire Inclusion is inspire. Cause others to act. Make others to see. Motivate others to do. And while organizations might think about organizational cultural levels, and schools might think about school awareness, and the United Nations will be measuring the SDGs and, gender equality and all the different things that are measured as we go into International Women's Day. But more importantly, as we step out of here, I would like us to inspire inclusion. How? Every time you walk into a room, look for that person that looks uncomfortable and intentionally be nice to them. Every time you go somewhere, include someone in a conversation because they just might not know what to say. Refuse to walk in any form of gender bias and choose to be the person that fosters peace and unity everywhere you go. That is my opening remark for International Women's Day. Thank you for coming. You will have a wonderful time.